Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's session of Tea&D Court of Spades campaign. I am, as always, I'm your dungeon master, Emily, and I also play the role of Nyx, the party's tiefling mythical beast. We're gonna go down the line and do introductions. Nick, we're gonna give you a pass right now, and then we'll come back to you a little bit later. But for now, party, go ahead and introduce yourselves.
Hello everybody, it's me, Nat. I play Jezebel Emmerich, the party's druid.
Hi, it's me, Wiz, and I hope my internet connection holds out. I play our wizard, Marin Marlios.
And as always, it's your boy Detroit playing Peter Longbottom, the halfling bard.
Alright, so as a brief recap of what happened last session, that was the session that we did. It was mostly Nyx and Marin, if we're being honest. But it was also the session where the party kind of had a chance to reflect upon the story that Ace had told them. And they were also notified of what would be happening in the town this session, which is essentially going to be a festival celebration. So, party members, previously we've done a bit of like downtime activity where I let you guys go off and do like one downtime activity to kind of boost something about your character. Basically, I would let you level up, and this session will kind of also be a leveling up opportunity because I want you all to be at level 10 before we start the next branch of this campaign. But instead of each of you doing like an individual thing, we're going to just have it be part of the festival. So there will be plenty of people for you to interact with. You don't have to stick together as a group the whole time. You can travel in pairs, you can travel as a group if you'd like to, you can travel solo, whatever you want to do. The option is up to you. But other than that, I think we're ready to go. So it's the next day, after Nyx and Marin's whole conversation and your little bit of partying that you all did. And once again, you're all sat at the dining table in the center of court, with Nyx at the head of it, as well as, for the first time in a long time, all the other members of court. So you have David there, you have Athena there, you have Piper, and you have Jack. Such a huge arrangement of other characters I've arranged for you guys. Piper looks buzzing in her seat. Piper is probably the court member that you guys have had the least of interaction with previously, because she mainly does the cooking, and she does a lot of kind of housekeeping stuff for the court's base. So she's a small gnome bard, but she's a College of Lore bard. And she looks just a buzz as she sits at the table inhaling her breakfast that she has lovingly made for all of you. Ace looks kind of back to the Ace that you're used to. He's not dressed up in any kind of special regalia right now. He looks a bit maybe tired and disheveled, but that wasn't anything too new from his normal appearance. But he looks a bit more relaxed. And as he takes a bite of one of his buttered up pieces of toast, he kind of looks at all of you and kicks his feet up on an empty chair next to him. It's like, right, so Are all of you ready for the festival today?
Indeed, but you never mentioned what kind of festival exactly it was. Unless you did, and I totally forgot. I was quite drunk last night. But,
No, that's right. I forgot that your time awareness might be a little distorted from your trip. So, Peter, as a Althea, local, we have a long tradition here of celebrating Gaelia.
yes. Gaelia. Mm-hmm.
Who the heck is Gaelia?
Gaelia is. I'm just gonna pretend like Jez asked that question. In fiction.
I mean, I can't, sorry, I just shoved like half a croissant in my mouth.
In character.
In character, also.
Yeah. I can't ask that in character, sorry. Just wouldn't know.
No, you're absolutely
Give
good.
me hold on. Okay, now I can talk. Yeah, and who is that?
It's not a who, it's a what. Gaelia is the name of the festival, but it does celebrate our goddess of the harvest, Gaia. You may have heard of her, she's also called the Duskbringer, but she's very local to Althane. She's a minor deity. She's basically our goddess of the harvest season. So Gaelia originates in Oromia, and basically all of the farmers there and the merchants, they'll gather a caravan and they will bring a lot of their produce and the leatherworks, which are the main exports of Oromia. And they'll travel to Haven, as Haven is the closest kingdom next to them. And then at Haven, they will barter and trade their goods for things in Haven, and another caravan of... Basically, the caravan will expand once it reaches Haven, and merchants from Haven will join the parade, as it may appear to be by the time it gets here. Peter, you know this, you grew up in Haven, but, like, they'll have seafood there, they'll have imported goods from other countries there, and that's kind of what Haven merchants have to offer when they travel with the caravan.
Yes.
And then
Yeah,
they
it's all coming back to me now.
Yeah. I understand it's been a year, so, since the last one. But, I believe Marin and Nyx, you all arrived a little bit past last Gaelia, so you wouldn't have experienced it. Jez, you may have experienced at least one, but essentially it's a way for all of Althane to celebrate kind of our prosperous bounties, if you will. And there's kind of a special rule about it. No money is to be used during the festival. It's all exchange and bartering. So it's less of a come sell your merchandise and more of a let's share the wealth type situation. As you know, Althane has been self-sufficient as a country for a very long time and take a lot of pride in it. So we like to kind of celebrate that during Gaelia, so that, you know, we can continue to be prosperous and kind of, even though we're all divided as kingdoms, we can still have that sense of unity in the end of the day. It ends in Elder's Bane. I don't know for sure if all of you will have the time or the means to travel to Elder's Bane. We can work that out maybe after the gala.
Oh, actually, that would be nice to see Mom again. But all in due time, all in due time.
Mm-hmm. You never know. I don't know if your folks got in contact with you, but they may be. I don't know if they've
You know
ever
what?
traveled
Shit,
with the Haven caravan.
You know what? Shit, I haven't checked the mail in quite some time. It's been
It's it's been 2 months, so that
Oh,
would be
shit.
quite interesting to find out. But it's a holiday, so I don't know if the post office will be open today. You know how the mail service is? It's very well bad. I will say the festival in Elder's Bane is a sight to behold. Basically, after everyone has done their bartering on the last day of Gaelia, everyone gathers in the center, well, kind of the center of Elder's Bane where the Holy Temple is, and they light lanterns and then set them off into the air as kind of a prayer and as thanks to Gaia, as well as a kind of plea for the season to continue to be prosperous until the winter inevitably comes and, kills everything. But so is life, am I right?
Everyone's just dead silent. It's dead silent, not funny.
Sorry, that may be a bit too soon, but does that kind of clarify? I know it's a bit difficult when you come from the mainland where customs are more uniform, but since Althane has been, a bit isolated for decades, centuries at this point, I hope that kind of clarifies how our local customs are kind of celebrated.
All right. Well, are they? When should that caravan or parade, I suppose, be coming through? When should we be expecting them? Or are they already here and they're already set up?
Well, it's a bit early for the market to be quite open yet, but they might be arriving in town relatively soon.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
Yeah. I will say the taverns are open much earlier than they usually are today. I don't know how many of you need the hair of the dog that bit you from yesterday, but you may want to consider bartering before drinking today, or they might get the best of you.
Nothing like a bit of day drinking.
Yeah, you will have to be careful of that. Grimoire especially, well, as you know, we do have the colony of dwarves that lives in the Ironforge Mountains. They are all citizens of Grimoire, despite kind of living in their own society while they're working during the year. But today is one of the days that they all come down from the mountain to exchange goods and a lot of their metalworks. So there will be a lot of drunken dwarves roaming the town. I do want to warn you about that. They can be quite rowdy and quite loud.
Let me know, Em, if you want me to pull out the dwarf.
Oh my gosh. I believe Elin always participates in the market. As you know, she has her own little she has her own little shop that she can exchange goods from. And I will say, typically Elder's Bane is the place for the most magical goods, so this might not be the best opportunity for all of you to be in search of specific magical items, unless, of course, Haven brings some that were imported. But don't underestimate the merchants. They have a lot of handmade, like I said, leatherworks from Oromir, and they have a bunch of other kind of items from Haven, as well as fishing line, and Oromir also likes to sell some clothing. And obviously here in Grimoire we have our metalworking businesses, which are quite exquisite, as we have a lot of the better metals from the mountains. That sounds really dumb when I say that out loud. But you know what I'm trying to say. Our armor works are quite impressive, so based on interesting, based on your experience now in the field, you might want to consider, well, maybe investing in some armor.
Let's see, what kind of... yeah, armor would definitely be a good idea.
Weaponry as well. Weaponry as well, I should have mentioned.
Weaponry as well. Perhaps, is there any chance we could perhaps get any enchanted items? I'm sure they would be quite valuable though, so we'll have to be doing a bit of bartering.
Absolutely. You're most likely going to find enchanted items from merchants traveling from Haven. As I said, they import a lot of foreign goods. There might be... I believe there's at least one blacksmith in Grimoire that can also help you with that. But he usually costs a pretty penny, so... unless you have something really good to exchange, which, speaking of... I have some old, you know, armor lying around, a couple of garments that I don't wear anymore, some bits and bobs here and there, but, you know, I'm not really one for festivals usually, and I actually have to help the queen prepare, so I won't be wandering out and about with all of you. So, feel free. I'll give you the bag on your way out, and you guys can kind of dig through my belongings and barter away what you will.
Sweet, free shit.
One man's trash is another man's treasure, so...
Is this your way of making it up to us? He says, like, jokingly.
Is it working?
We'll find out in a bit.
He kind of chuckles and takes a sip of his morning brew. How what is the history of coffee? How long has that existed?
I thought you meant beer, and I was gonna be like,
God,
hey,
No.
guys, don't morning drink.
No.
Already drinking.
Hey, don't tell me what to do, Marin.
Emily.
I will keg stand if I have to.
Emily, would you say it's hot brown morning potion?
Hot brown morning potion. Some of that good bean juice. Magic bean juice. Oh my god. So, you guys kind of finish up scolding Natty Lay. You guys kind of finish up breakfast.
I was gonna say,
No, you can keep going. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I was just gonna say, I was gonna ask Piper. It's like, Piper, well, you certainly outdone yourself again this time. Would you mind if I take a few with me on the road? I'm sure I could get you something lovely for these wonderful scones and muffins you've made. I'm sure.
I mean, sure. Okay, hold on. I gotta switch from Australian. Give me a second to come out of this.
Oi, blimey.
Oh, it's just Cockney, guys. Don't worry. It's not the same at all. Oh god, I also gotta differ from Elin. God, so many voices. British. Sure. I don't really. It's still Australian. I'm still getting Australian. Oh boy. Let's
Just roll with it. Everyone in the court is Australian.
Let's see if I can do Irish. Certainly.
Wonderful, wonderful. And he starts just, he just grabs like
I don't
I'd say maybe like 5 total.
really know, how much you're gonna get for that. It's, god damn it. We're gonna live with it for now. I'm just Australian. It's fine.
No worries, I'm sure I'll find someone who'd be willing to part with something lovely for these.
I'd certainly hope so. God, it's happening.
Listen, you know how like most fantasy lands have British as a default?
Yeah, I just have Australian as a default.
Australian.
It's fucking fine. You what? You what? Just throwing some shrimp on the barbie. It's fine. Scones, we're eating shrimp. And fucking kangaroo. I don't know. Common is just regional Australian. Absolutely. Okay, so that's enough of Piper talking. Oh god. I think I can kind of do Scottish right now for David, but I know Detroit could do a fucking mean Scottish because David is a dwarf. But okay. Anywhomst, I'm just gonna speak in a normal voice for Piper right now to save myself. Yeah, go right ahead. I hope you can find something for it. I don't really know how much you'd be able to get that isn't from people who are selling, well, other food products, but certainly if you can find maybe someone who's a little lenient, you might be able to get something really nice for them.
Oh, don't sell yourself short, dear. You always make the finest pastries around here. I'll be sure to find you something nice.
It's that scone magic.
It's the scone magic.
It's the scone magic. I throw in a little bit of my own personal, let's say special sugar.
That, like, in his head, he's just like, special sugar means something else back in college, but he's not gonna say anything.
Piecing together. Guys, remember when you ate food in the circus that made you really dreamy?
Oh, that good.
So, you guys kind of wrap up breakfast. Athena and David also are they're kind of talking amongst themselves. They seem to have, a little bit of, I don't know, they look a bit preoccupied, with their own discussion, whether it be relevant to the festival or not. Jack is, looking kind of the cheeriest he's been in a little while, considering what he's been doing with all of you recently. Out of everyone here, he had the most experience with the circus. Out of the other court members that aren't in the party, obviously. So he looks a bit better than he has recently, and he's kind of like fidgeting a little in his chair. He's like, I love festivals. Normally I don't really get excited about too much happening in Grimoire, but guys, the Gaelia Festival's really something. I'm especially looking forward to tonight. They're going to do a really marvelous display.
What, is a wizard gonna come in with fireworks?
How did you know?
Oh my god. I mean, listen, it's not my first Galia. I don't know about you guys, this ain't my first.
That's right. That's right. Well, you're close. Wizards, no, but dwarves? Dwarves have some exceptional knowledge with explosives.
Oh, I'm well aware. Well, I guess we best get going with our bartering, but I'm sure to see you later, Piper.
Absolutely. We can split the profit.
Yes.
If you get anything good for it.
Of course. Alright.
Right. I will go get that bag for all of you, so you can have some of my trash.
Yes.
If you find something nice that, maybe reminds you of little old me and you want to pick it up, I'm not gonna be mad about it, but also I'm lavishly wealthy, so don't feel obligated to get me anything.
I'm humble too.
What? What was that?
And humble too.
That's That's what I thought you said. Marion, if you're gonna burn me, say it loudly and proudly.
Oh my god.
Alright.
I will apologize.
Yes?
Somebody's bass is really, really loud.
Oh, I can't hear it.
Okay. I can hear it through my headphones, so I was like,
Oh. No, I
Um,
can't. It's not. Your mic is not picking it up.
well, that's nice. Jess has been sitting there, and after their initial statement, has said absolutely nothing, and is giving Ace, this entire time, the neutral face of displeasure.
Oh.
So,
Jess, do you? Are you alright?
I am absolutely fine, Ace. Thank you for asking.
Right, that sounded really genuine. Go ahead.
No. I think Joe's probably just like maybe grabs a couple of more. What did we say we're having? Scones?
Scones, I believe.
Scones and probably bean juice and leaf juice. Grabs one of those and looks back towards Jack and is gonna ignore Ace for a little while longer.
Okay. Right.
Hey, Jack,
Yeah?
you're still good to help me with later for the gala, right?
Absolutely, Jez. I'm really excited for that.
Okay, thank you. I am, as I'm sure you realize, pants with that kind of stuff.
It's okay. I have a lot that we can work with, and you're the same size as me, which doesn't happen a lot, so I apologize in advance if I go just a little overboard. I like playing dress up.
Yeah, just is rolling with it. Just Jack. Yeah. When do you want me to come by?
Well, the gala is tomorrow, so...
Oh, I missed that memo. That's me as Nat. I missed that.
Oh yeah, it's a two-day festival. Today is the market day, and tomorrow is the gala.
Got it. Okay, never mind. Well, I mean,
You're all good.
confirming plan is important, so.
Yes. Anytime before.
Oops, sorry.
I'd say, like, anytime before the late evening, because that's when it begins. Towards sunset. So, anytime before then, you can come by. The sooner, the more I can do. So, if you want to come by in the morning and spend all day doing it, I'd be happy to do that as well.
All right.
He looks so giddy at the idea of getting to dress Jez up.
I'm glad. Cool. Moving on.
I don't think Ace remembered to tell everyone. But there's a bit of a dress code for Gaelia. It's basically just like vibrant colors. Everyone tries to be very bright and eye-catching. So it's okay to look a bit gaudy.
Oh, thank God.
Finally, Marin's time to shine. You can just wear your regular clothes, Em.
I can't, but what's the fun in that?
Oh my god! Hey, you should. And like Nyx kind of leans into Mutter, and he's like, "You should bring back your costume from when we were in the same."
No.
Costume. What kind of costume? Listen, you can't be embarrassed about wearing a costume. I wear my mother's fishing waters all day. All right.
Oh my god, Peter, those are your mom's? How small is your mom?
Or my mom made them for me. All right. She's very good.
Oh,
she's
I
a very
thought you
handy
meant.
woman.
I thought you meant you were wearing hers, which more power to you.
I mean, we're roughly the same height too.
Next
Oh,
one,
man.
the halflings.
Yeah, but like, I don't know, maybe his mom is like a human and his dad is a halfling.
Sure.
Is that how that works?
Does that make me a 3/4ling?
Oh, I guess that would, you're right. Oh, okay, so I see. Wait. Oh, that's a lot of math. I don't want to talk about this anymore. My brain hurts this early in the morning.
Don't stress yourself over this, Nix.
I
It's
just-
not important.
I just cover Nyx's mouth with the hand.
He just nods solemnly. But he kind of like wiggles his eyebrows. And...
I pull my hand away.
Yeah, tell them about the costume, Eric. Do
I'm
it.
telling them about the costume.
Good. It's
Nick's
really
right.
good, guys.
Nyx and I originally came to Alphane with our caravan. We had a traveling show of sort.
Not to be off-putting, but it was kind of like a carnival, but not like the thing we just experienced.
And well, we both performed, and I had a costume.
You had a really good costume.
Shut.
That seems intentionally vague, Marin, and I would either like to see it or get a very detailed description of it.
Oh well, by popular demand, I
Well,
bring it back.
it burned in a fire.
Whip it out, Mary. it
Oh,
out.
don't lie, Marin. I know you grabbed your costume before it burnt down. You
Nope.
know how I know, Marin? You want to know how I know?
Shut your mouth.
Because I grabbed that bag.
I hate you so much.
I've been waiting so long for this moment to arrive. Guys, it's not even. Listen, it's a really good costume, and I mean that.
Oh, I'm not saying I don't believe you.
I'm not saying
It
it's
is
like
a good costume.
goofy. It's
I'm not
just.
sure it would be professional for a royal ball.
It's not for the ball. It's for the festival. The ball is
not
tomorrow.
going to the festival.
Jack, didn't you just say the point is to be flashy and gaudy?
I thought it was for the
Yes.
ball.
No, that's for the festival in
God.
general, not the gala.
No.
The gala is actually very, formal.
Mm.
It's the festival day that's supposed to be like everybody dresses in like mixed matched clothing or patchwork clothing or just like really bright colors. Like I have, spoiler alert, but wow, we're back to Australian. Spoiler alert, but I have a robe that I wear every year that's like this long. Oh, I almost knocked my dice box off my desk. It's like a ombre that goes from yellow to orange to red, kind of like a sunset. And it's really long and it has a pretty train and it's got sparkles on it. It's
That reminds
really
me,
gaudy.
I might have something of my own as well. I have to dig around for it. When he quickly Googles fancy halflings.
Jack,
Do you have like a performance costume?
okay.
I do.
Oh, you.
I do. It was required back at college. I didn't like to wear it too much. Didn't want to stand out too much, and
Oh,
I just-
Peter, we're gonna
Alright.
get to see your old college spirit wear, essentially.
oh man. All right.
Yes. Is it like a frat thing?
No. Well,
Were you in a brotherhood?
I was in a brotherhood. As you know, I have many stories of my time at college. But you'll see soon enough.
Is it? Yeah. It's not like a cult thing, right?
No.
Okay. Sometimes
all-
brotherhood has that meaning, so I wanted to make sure
No.
we weren't
Literally,
gonna see you come out here in like a dark hood, a blood like
No,
cross
really the
on
most
your
cult-
forehead.
The most cult-like thing we had to do was everyone had to wear robes while the initiate had to do a keg stand. Hence why I can know how to do a keg stand.
That's awesome.
That's about it.
Marin, were you trying to say something to me?
Oh, I wanted to ask, if there are a lot of vendors selling extravagant clothing, then
Yes. Oh gosh, yes.
God.
If you want to go shopping, we can go shopping, Marin.
I would love to.
Jess, I'm dragging you along with us because I love you so dearly, Jess. I need to put you in other clothing.
Oh, I mean, I can't.
I would love to see Jez in less. No offense, Jez. Something a
have a-
little nicer.
You have a really nice aesthetic, but I think it would be better for you to maybe, throw some color in there sometimes. Or
I wear blue on occasion. I think that's a color, right?
it is, but it's a cold color.
I come from a cold place. We wear a lot of blue and white. This is gray. Gray is a good color too.
Oh, jeez. Jack sends like a look of like sad desperation to Marin. Like, please God, please help me with my friend.
Joseph, I come from a town that is all brown and only wears browns. And look at me!
Yes, well, Marin, I think you are a class of your own.
You see Nick's like nodding in the background, like as Nick sits there wearing a fucking gray crop top and like black cutoff pants.
Stop nodding. I'm getting you something new as well.
In my head, he was sitting like behind you, so Marin just like sensed that he was nodding.
Marin has a distinct sixth sense for Nyx.
Beautiful.
Being an idiot.
Yeah. He let Nyx, who I keep forgetting is full tiefling, kind of makes like a face and looks at you, Peter, and is like, "Hey, so that day drinking idea that Ace told us not to do."
Fuck him.
Gray on gray is a bad look, Nyx.
But it's a different shade of gray, Marin.
I think you look
I don't
fine.
care, Nyx.
Thank you,
think
Jess.
you look fine, Nyx.
Thank you.
You know what? No, I agree with Mary. You need to spruce it up a little, just a little bit.
Oh.
Like gray's fine, but just gray.
I high five Peter.
Hey guys, remember when we were talking about Marin wearing his outfit? I think we should go back to that conversation.
I flick Nyx in the nose.
He flicks you in the ear. He's like, "Don't start this game. I will win it. You have a lot more flickable areas."
Well, it sounds like we have a lot of places to go now, so shall we get started?
Yes,
Yes, indeed.
I have to go get ready, so I will see you guys in about maybe an hour and a half. But you guys can head out if you'd like. I recommend, throwing on your attire, so that it may, you can fit in a little bit more. But yeah, let's go. I'm so excited.
Awesome. Yeah, I will go dig out my old college uniform.
Have fun for me, all of you. I will be here and also at the palace, slaving away, doing work like I've been doing for the past 200 years of my life.
Yeah, up. See ya. Just yells in the distance.
Yeah.
Yeah, great job, you're doing.
Peter's
Keep it
like
up.
already, he's like out the door. So all of you return to your. I'm gonna continue to call them like dorms. Yes, go on, Marin.
As I'm walking out, I yell, "If you want to unwind, you know where to call."
Ew, I told you I was busy, but maybe it's a holiday. You never know. And he kind of. Marin, he gives you, like, the same kind of cheeky grin that he usually gives you when he says that. But as you kind of exit the room, his expression softens a bit into more of a affectionate expression.
Marin kind of pauses for a second and just turns around and keeps going down the hallway.
Alright.
So all of you return to what I'm going to continue to call your dorms. And Jez, you hear a knock on your door kind of shortly after you go back to your room. And as you open it, Jack is standing there holding an armful of a kind of... It's a mixture of a bright lilac and a, like, icy blue color. He's like, Jez, I love you, but if you're gonna go with the cool tones, at least go with some pretty pastels so that you're not so monochrome for this festival.
Okay. It's just kind of Jez, who is wearing probably the lightest blue shirt that they have, which is probably still decently dark, and a set of gray pants and a white jacket, probably cream cardigan-esque, takes them and just closes the door very slowly.
So the blue article is like a tunic type thing.
The lilac
It
one?
doesn't. Huh?
You said blue or lilac?
The blue. There's two things that he handed to you.
Oh.
So he handed you a blue kind of tunic that has a very light, like, white swirl design that kind of goes through it. And then the lilac article that he handed Jez is kind of it's like a scarf, but made almost of like a really soft tulle material. So it could be worn as like a shawl, or worn as a scarf, or like thrown up in the air for one of those games where you have to like make sure the scarf doesn't touch the ground.
Okay.
You know what I'm
How
talking
very practical.
Yeah, it's just like a semi-translucent lilac scarf.
Okay.
It's not warm in the slightest.
That's fine. Everything's fine.
Alright, I found a good reference pick.
Yeah. So we throw that in
Story Ross.
I am
Yeah.
frantically drawing
Alright.
because Marin's latest outfit got obliterated in the woods.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
And now he
I
has
know,
an-
guys.
Oh my god.
I know, guys. Not my usual colors, but blue and green were the school's colors, and the little purple here on our feathers were indications of our sub-college.
Okay, for anybody who cannot see this image, there's a giant hat.
Is there any way for you to throw that up on the screen?
Yeah,
Matt?
I can. I will. Yeah, give me like a minute.
Okay.
Actually,
well,
you know, I never told you guys what the name of my little brotherhood was. We were known as the Noteworthy Brotherhood. I know it's very very bad. Yeah. You know what my nickname was? You know what my nickname was? The Maritime Minstrel. It was. It was bad.
Thank God. Peter, he like takes your hands. Thank you for this information. God, I really needed that. Little flashback to before when we all like recongregated. Nyx and Marin going back to their dorm. Nyx picks up a fucking tank top that is red and looks at Marin pointedly and is like, "Is this enough color for you? Is this okay?" Marin, feedback.
Marin's just staring, just like,
Feedback.
It will work until I can find you something that isn't a plain red crop top.
I forgot. Oh, I forgot where I got this. Yeah, it's good. I'm just gonna wear a coat over it. Cause, you know, it's chilly outside.
I'm sorry?
Yeah. I'm gonna wear a coat over this.
I grabbed the crop top out of his hands and inspect it.
In a brief flashback, Nyx remembers this time that that Marin, that the Santa Elegrin, which is the name of the traveling caravan that Nyx and Marin traveled with, went to a town that was kind of on the seedy side. Like, it was a little, you know, it was full of like gamblers and kind of like petty thieves and a lot of brothels. Specifically in this town is the only other town that he has been in where there was a fair amount of tieflings. Not like this was from the mainland too, so it wasn't in Althane. But he and oh my god, what was her name? I'm gonna forget. Wait, it's in. I put it in campaign, I think. Oh my god, what was her name? There was another tiefling in the Santa Elegrin.
It was oh Jesus, I forgot her name too.
I know that she had a Serpapod charmer, yeah. So whatever her name is,
I gotta scroll all the way up.
took Nyx out to what is essentially a tiefling club brothel thing. And so the back of this crop top has an embroidery that just says horny on it, with tiefling horns and a tail.
I swear to God.
Marin just throws it back at him and covers his face.
I'm gonna wear a coat, Marin. Listen, it was.
You're gonna overheat and die.
It's worth it. I'll just turn it inside out or something.
So, about day drinking?
Yeah, so Marin comes out of the room and is like, so day drinking.
Yes, good. Let's get drunk, guys.
So Nyx is just wearing this inside out red tank top. good. Now everyone in this stream can behold the gloriousness that is Peter's outfit. Peter,
What?
the hat. I
Yes.
gotta ask.
Yeah. What about
Who
it?
decided on that?
The college. Listen, I don't see you giving Marin any crap for their hat.
I'm not. I don't
Oh wait,
have a hat.
you don't wear it. Wait, you don't wear it.
I don't
Never
wear a
mind.
hat.
He doesn't wear a wizard hat.
Oh.
He went through that phase. We got rid of it. I give him crap enough for the.
Listen, it was required. All right, only during what's a ceremony? You know, like, you know.
Oh, a ceremonial hat. Well, I guess it works for the flashiness of what we're going.
Yeah,
so.
exactly. You know how we bards are. We always like to overcompensate. That's why I didn't like to wear it that often.
For your height.
Anyways.
Not all. Not all bards are small. You do know that, right?
Well, Piper's a gnome and she's a bard and she's small. And Peter's a bard and he's a halfling. And
We have known bards. But
yeah. But like, it seems like. Okay. Well, Marin, look at me. A lot of people are small to me.
It's true. Oh wait, we didn't get wait, shit, where's Ace's bag? We didn't get the shit. I want that free shit, god damn it.
Oh yeah, let's go get that bag of shit. So you guys kind of make your way out of the door.
Sorry, God, Nick.
And Nyx is waiting kind of by the entrance with a literal sack of shit. But the shit is like armor and old weaponry and stuff like that. And he kind of hands it to you. It's pretty heavy, so Nyx grabs it, and he's like, "Oh, okay. There's a lot of stuff in here. I told you I'm lavishly rich, so I don't need this stuff anymore." And he kind of smirks, and he's like, "Anyway, you guys have a good time, you know? Enjoy yourselves. Gaelia is a time for celebration of, you know, another season and prosperity and success. So, have a good time." Leave now. Go. Goodbye!
Alright.
He like hurries you all out the door. And you guys exit, passing that stationary guard who always stands at the bar in the inn. Who kind of waves you off as you leave. So, give me 2 seconds. I gotta get a link. Copy. Which one of my bots? Groovy, arrive. How do I summon you? I don't remember. Hold on a second. I don't remember how to summon Groovy. Oh, please. Come here. Okay, I see. It's a dash. There's too many bot commands to remember. There we go. Mayhaps. Ruby, come online, little buddy. I don't know why he's offline. Oh, sorry guys. I'm trying to get that good ambiance. Interesting. Okay, well, we're just gonna continue because I'm not gonna spend this much time on. I don't think Hime works anymore. I don't think she does.
Maybe not.
Okay, didn't think so. Okay, anyway. You guys exit upstairs and you are. What?
By the by, party. Marin no longer has any of the black scarring that he did from the Evermore. He looks like he did when you met him. Or before we went back into the forest, at least.
Oh yeah, he has no scars. And Nyx looks like a full tiefling. But we kind of had that.
I don't know that I ever mentioned about Marin's scars to the party.
Okay.
It was probably inferred, but at least.
Well, they went drinking after that happened.
Oh, that's true.
Seen Marin.
Whatever.
But if
I found it anyway.
It's okay, they were all drunk, so maybe they didn't realize. You guys exit the little rundown inn that you know to home the entrance to court, and you are immediately greeted by the distant sound of upbeat, merry music. And the further away you walk from the inn and the more towards the center of town you get, the more the music begins to swell and you can hear the sounds of people in the square chattering, and you can hear animals and children. One of the traditions that Ace didn't really feel the need to mention because none of you are children is that children on this day tend to wander around with like small sacks, kind of like in Halloween, and they go around and ask for like treats, essentially. So they have to tell a good joke, and in exchange for the joke, they have to be awarded a treat of some kind, whether it's like a copper piece or like a pastry or a shiny piece of something, you know?
Ah, yes, I remember when I did this as a kid. It's when all these good puns started building up for me.
Peter, I wonder if you could pretend like you were a child.
No. You will not abuse me for my height.
But Peter, free shit.
We just got free shit, and we're gonna get more free shit.
True. Guys, maybe we should, before we like go into town, maybe we should pause a second and evaluate what we have in this here bag.
Yes. What's in the bag?
What's in the bag?
What's in the bag?
So, like Ace said, a lot of it is just like run-of-the-mill kind of equipment. There's a worn-out. There is a leather kind of pouch. It's not like a small pouch. It looks like it could fit a decent amount of things, like a flask or something in it,
Right.
or a canteen. It's slightly worn, but it's not really damaged, other than the fact that it was probably used for a very short period of time. There's also engraved in the leather of the pouch is an A, but you know, we can work around that. There is a short sword, with doesn't seem particularly impressive other than that in the hilt there seems to be a ruby that's kind of embedded in the hilt of it. Clearly this is something that was forged in grimoire because a lot of grimoire weaponry is often like gilded with gems and stuff like that to kind of represent the prosperous gem industry that they have in the mountains. There are some old... I keep saying old. It's not old, it's just gently used. Garments in there. There's a tunic that is a royal purple kind of color. There is a cloak that has a painting on the back of a kind of symbol that you don't quite recognize, but it seems to be like it seems to be a druidic symbol. Jez, you recognize that it's just kind of a basic like nature symbol.
Oh,
Sorry,
wow,
that's
okay.
really vague. It's really not like, it's not pertaining to something important. Clearly it was like made by a druid.
Alright. Cool.
You have a dagger. Actually, you have a set of daggers. Again, really, really well made. It seems like one of the daggers has the slightest bit of a chip in it, in the blade itself. But other than that, they seem to be perfectly fine. And then there is... Oh, holy... And then there's a stack of books, just assorted books on both kind of generic magic. Like it was written by a wizard and stuff like that. Sorry, I keep saying stuff like that. I have to break that habit. And then there's just general components that are kind of sorted in there. There's also a chest plate. So it's basically plate armor, but it only is like a half body type situation. It's not a full breastplate.
Half plate, if you will.
Yeah, half plate. Thank you. And it has kind of an ornate design engraved into the collar line. But other than that, that is what you have to work with. So you have a short sword, a pair of daggers, a stack of books, a couple of old garments, two old garments, a tunic, and a cloak, and you have some magic components, and the half plate.
What did you say was in the medium size pouch again? Was it the magic components?
Oh, and the leather pouch. Sorry, it's just an empty. Yeah, it was probably used to carry like a canteen.
Oh, okay.
But it could also be used to carry books, or it could be used to carry components. Like it's just like a generic leather pouch.
Got it.
It has a like crossbody strap.
Okay. Oh, like a satchel.
Yeah, a satchel.
Okay.
Wizard, you mean to tell me that he's not wearing the leotard with the fluffy butt thing?
No.
Nyx looks sour. But anyway, sorry. That's what you have in this bag. If someone wants to type those up and throw that into story reps, you can. I can't type and DM at the same time. So, you guys pick up this, well, Nyx picks this sack of treasure back up, and you guys enter the main center of town. So, you are greeted by, as you are walking down the paths of this town, you're greeted by, as Jack told you, bright colors, just like blinding bright colors. There are garlands hanging between a lot of the trees that kind of line in between like houses and stuff like that. A lot of houses that are directly next to the road have decorated the outside of their houses with brightly colored gourds and plants and wreaths and stuff like that. Um, there's like a pretty abundant amount of things like sunflowers and marigolds. It's very all of it is very warm toned, but every once in a while you see someone who clearly has an affinity for purples and blues, but it's all vivid. It's like walking. It's like walking. It's basically like walking through a rainbow. In the center of town, which you kind of arrive to fairly quickly. It's just bustling. There is a maypole type thing that has been erected, but it's not really. It's more so for decoration. It kind of looks like I don't know how to describe this. It is fastened to the top of the fountain that's in the center of town. So it's not an actual pole, but there's like ribbons that are streaming out of the fountain instead of water. Do you get what I'm trying to paint the picture of? And the center of town is clearly where this market is being hosted. You can see Elon's shop, and as Ace said, she has set up a booth outside of her shop. All of the doors of the businesses here in the center of town have been propped open to welcome the newcomers to just kind of enter and exit as they please. It's very open. It's the most lively that you've seen Grimoire in pretty much the entire time you've been here. There are performers that are already set up in the center of town. Bards that aren't all tiny are performing. One of them is playing a mean fiddle while the other accompanies on a flute of some kind.
My guy.
There are a couple of dancers who are also performing in front of the bard. There seems to be a small like, I don't know how to. What is the singular version of a cart in a caravan? I guess like I'm just gonna call it a cart. It's basically like a cart of minstrels has arrived. They're playing more of Grimoire's music isn't typically as jovial as a lot of the other districts. Oromir has probably the most like folksy, upbeat, fun music. They host a lot of, like hoedowns and square dances out there in Oromir. And Haven is known for sea shanty type music. So every once in a while you hear the pace kind of switch up, and it will go from a sea shanty to a folk song to this kind of like deep drumming, which is more of the grimoire based music, as the dwarves love their drums. But you seem to arrive pretty much at the same time as the traveling caravan of merchants. So you guys walk into town and you see just dozens, perhaps hundreds of newcomers flooding into the main gates of Grimoire. You see Elin notice you and kind of wave from her booth. But her attention is immediately drawn to this wave of people that just begins flooding this town square. Grimoire's population is actually very heavily smaller races, so dwarves and gnomes predominantly, with a few halflings. Obviously, Elin is a halfling. But these newcomers are just jam-packed with diversity. So there are humans, there are elves, there are a few half-elves. Though those are fairly scarce. You pick up on a tiefling or two, but not a lot. There's a surprising amount of dragonborns and and of course also gnomes and halflings as well. You can really tell that this is a celebration of unity, as nobody in this caravan seems hostile. Everyone is talking to each other, whether they are wearing the colors of Haven or they're wearing the Oromir. You can see that the more humble farmers are speaking with seemingly higher nobles. It just gives you a very warm sense of community. As you kind of watch these people head into the center of town and begin setting up their booths, you notice that what Ace said is true. There's a merchant off to the side who has begun hanging extravagant tapestries that are woven from what looks to be silk and very, very fine fabric. There is a merchant setting up what looks to be like a fish market, where they're laying out a bunch of fresh seafood on beds of ice that have just been kind of traveling with them. You watch as one of the merchants casts a ray of frost and freezes over their whole stand to start laying out fish. There are, like I said, minstrels coming in, playing melodies or laughing and telling jokes, wearing a bunch of brightly colored costumes that are just completely outlandish. There's a couple carts that are push carts, sold merchants that are selling. You can smell in the air that there is sweets and hearty, warm meat, and just this overall atmosphere of homemade foods. Mixed in a little bit with the smell of seafood and leather.
It smells just like home.
There's also the luring promise of finer ale as you have Mabel prop open the tavern door and roll out a giant keg to just set up, with the help of some of her employees, to set up for people to just walk up and buy a cup of ale off of her.
Let's get that ale, guys. Gotta start with that drinking already.
I'm so tempted, Peter. You have no idea.
Do it. Nothing like peer pressure to get you in the mood to drink.
I'm wearing a shirt. Oh, what's that, Marin?
I'm the one that haggles out of the two of us anyway.
Yeah, you're right. Fuck it. I'm wearing a crop top that's horny.
I have a very
So-
important question before we move on.
Yeah.
Is Nyx actually wearing a jacket, Or so like, did he just announce to the entire world that his shirt says horny on the back?
I do think that nobody else knew until now.
Nobody noticed until now.
Okay.
He's been trailing at the back of the pack so nobody could look at his back.
Except everybody else that's come to this thing.
Then he said he was turning it inside out.
Oh yeah, it's inside out, that's right.
Oh my god.
That's right. So you just see like this really shitty looking, like you know how the other side of like
Yep.
it looks like that, so it kind of looks like horny, but it's really distorted and ugly looking. And here's like the tag sticking out.
The fantasy tag.
The fantasy tag.
And
It's just someone's initials like embroidered into it.
and you guys think Jez is a fashion disaster.
I'm
No,
wearing.
never said that it wasn't also a fashion disaster.
He's wearing red. Okay, he strayed from the typical. He was kind of like, why do I own a red shirt? Oh, fuck. That's right. That's why. So... So... Like I said, there are small children kind of running around the square already. Some of them are dancing, something. You see as this parade of newcomers arrives that the children have immediately like ambushed them. You see a few merchants like wave them off, not in a mean-spirited way, but in a kind of like wait until I'm set up, child type way. They arrive by fanfare, so you can hear their arrival as these horns kind of play a welcoming, upbeat melody. And you hear the respective sounds of the bards from each kingdom kind of responding with just a cacophony of sounds. So you hear bards from Haven blowing on their penny whistles, and they're more like strumming their fiddles, and you hear the distinct sound of banjos and cowbells being strummed and rung by the Oromir bards.
Wow, I wish you'd told me. I could have provided some quality bell Foley work for you.
Oh no. Do you have a cowbell, Nat?
No, but I do have my Animus bell.
Oh, you do?
Anyway, nobody told me, so no bells for you.
I'm so sorry. There are signs that have been posted throughout all the streets that are welcoming all of the newcomers in a variety of different languages. Some of it's written in Dwarvish, some of it's written in Infernal, some of it has Elvish on it. There's Draconic. It's just... you see there's been a section of the block that has been kind of like sectioned off, where this massive standalone cart, like vessel, has been parked, and you can see a big sign across it that says Ironforge Fineries, and you can see dwarves beginning to set up what looks to be an auction to kind of start auctioning off some of their gems and armor and weaponry. It's kind of a way for people to lay claim on some objects with just basically comparing like the objects that they already have, and whoever it's like best offer gets it. So, that's kind of the scene that's been laid out in front of you. There are also, to continue kind of like, there are some weapons merchants who are not the dwarves that have traveled from Haven who are selling scimitar-like weapons and a few. There are some merchants that don't really have a set inventory, so they'll have weaponry and they have clothes and they have spices and components and books and stuff like that. That you can kind of tell are traders, meaning their entire career is just exchanging goods. So these are most likely the imported goods that Ace mentioned from Haven. And then there are other merchants that definitely have their business that they are trying to promote. So go ahead and start wandering, guys. Where would you like to? Nix
I have
makes
a
a
quick
fucking
question.
beeline for the ale. Yes, man.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, Wiz.
As we're like standing and watching the caravan come in, is it coming in from Haven or
Yeah,
near
they-
or both?
Both. So
Okay,
the
so
merchants
we're
started.
the second to last stop.
Yeah, exactly. They started in Oromir. They went to Haven, and Haven merchants joined the Oromir caravan and went to Grimoire.
Okay,
So there's no merchants from Elder's Bane here because the festival ends in Elder's Bane.
yeah, I knew that.
Yeah.
Let's see.
You said there was a couple dragonborn, so Marin's gonna just kind of keep an eye and make sure that he doesn't recognize any of them.
Okay.
Is there any reason why you should recognize one, Marin?
You don't know jack shit. He's just
I
looking
do
at
that.
dragonborn.
He's just I
What's
go
so-
drag.
Marin just hasn't tapped that yet and wants to.
Yeah, I was gonna say what the scales
Uh,
get your fancy up.
Make a
Are you saying
perception. Well, oh my god! So Peter like notices Marin checking. Did he say that in fiction? Do scales
Yes,
get your
I-
fancy?
Yeah. Do the scales get your fancy?
Okay.
Oh my god. I wouldn't be opposed, no, but I'm looking for a friend of mine.
Ah, friend.
Oh, I know who you're looking for. I wonder if she's here.
Yeah, me too.
Make a perception check.
I'm making one.
Thanks.
Da, 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 da.
Oh, Marin has good perception.
I wish our pinned messages would load. Oh,
18.
good, they finally did. 18. Okay.
Yep.
So, God. Hold on, I have to open my notes because now I gotta scroll all the way back to when I described. Oh my god, I have so many. My document is so long at this point. Oh my god, do I not have?
I'm pulling it up for you in a second.
Thank you.
I just need to switch.
Oh, okay. I did rename the document that we have. Found it. Got it.
Oh, did
Okay.
you?
Yeah, I did. Also, the Tieflings woman's name is Delphi.
Yeah, found it.
Anyway, so you look into the crowd and you start scanning. There are, as I said, a considerable amount of Dragonborn, considering there are absolutely grimoire, so it's been a while. There is a gold Dragonborn that you notice. Kind of has a really slender face. But he seems to be peddling produce mainly. He's got basically like a wheelbarrow and cucumbers and just like a bunch of fruit. You notice there is a fairly burly white dragonborn. Seems to be slightly armored, but nothing too heavy. Who is also traveling among the farmers from Oromir. He seems to be being used as kind of a pack mule. And then after a few moments, as the Oromir crowd shuffles in more, you do a recognizable blue dragonborn.
Ah! Okay, Marin. I think is Jez and Peter still standing by him. Marin takes off and like jumps at this super tall blue dragonborn woman.
Whoa. That's the first time I've seen Marin that excited in a while.
Nyx like looks between the ale and where Marin just leaped onto this dragonborn lady, and he's like, I will be back. I am gonna get ale. Peter, did you want a day drink with me?
Oh, you already know.
Okay. So Peter and Nyx go off towards the ale. Jez, what would you like to do? You guys also notice, I should mention real quick, that the dragonborn that Marin has leapt at is accompanied by a small crow creature in a hood.
A kenku.
Just looks a little lost for a second, and then goes over to just lurk on the auction that's happening. Get a peek at what's happening there and watch. They don't have anything, but like, you know, feast their eyes on the cool stuff.
They have a whole bag of stuff.
Well, did everybody just leave that giant bag with Jez?
No, Nyx has it.
It's a big sack.
It's a big sack.
Who is getting alcohol?
Yes.
Yeah. So, no. Jez doesn't have a giant sack of stuff. Nyx has the giant sack of stuff. And Jez has been left by themselves. So.
Question: is Jez wearing the red cloak that they picked up from the circus?
Over whatever. Yeah, sure. Why not? Oh yeah, let's do it.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. It doesn't really go with their outfit, but why not? Just makes very bad fashion choices. We got some red, we got some blue, we got some purple. It's all good.
It's fine. That's the whole spirit of this festival, is to be mixed matched and awful.
I would like to say that super unuseful scarf thing that you gave me, Jez has wrapped it into their like ponytail bun thing that they always wear in place of their normal just like simple leather strap.
So cute.
Yeah, there you go. That's how I'm using that.
Did we encounter Nick already? We don't know.
The anticipation's killing me.
Alright, so Marin, you leap at this dragonborn lady, and she kind of gasps a little startled, and she goes, Marin! Gosh, you startled me! Oh, it's been so long. And she gives you a crushing dragonborn hug.
Oh.
Oh god. Oh, I forgot how fragile you were. I'm gonna put you down now. Oh, look at you. She like cups your face in her hands and like examines. She's like, you haven't aged a day.
Oh, blood will do that to you.
Ah, yes, the true fountain of youth. Moo, say hello.
Moo, how are you?
Hello. That's in the same kind of tone of voice. Well, how are you doing, Marin? It's been ages. You stopped writing to me.
I'm sorry. Quite a bit's been happening.
Really? You set off on some of your own adventures?
Something like that.
You always were the more adventurous one, Margaret.
Traveling around quite a few countries can do that to you.
Yeah. You still traveling with Nyx, or did you go your separate ways?
Oh, gods, no. I don't think I could get rid of him if I tried.
That's what I expected. I don't know why I really asked you that. You were together before you joined the Santa Elegrin, so as to be expected. I don't know why you would divide afterwards unless I don't know. Clearly Moo and I are still together. Have you seen Grug or Greg or Delphi in any recently?
No, I haven't seen one except you two since we all split up.
Oh, I wonder if the brothers are still working in Haven as docksmen. That's where they were the last time I went to visit there.
I hope so. Perhaps they came with.
Perhaps. We should look for them.
We
But
should.
I have to kind of set up my shop real quick. I don't know what
goodness.
accent this is. We're fine. We're
Yes,
just getting
I'm sorry
lost.
to keep you. It's okay, I lost Baron somehow, even though I've been playing him for a year.
Yeah, no. Marin, you could never keep me from anything. I just have to set up real quick and then stop by. I'll throw something your way.
Oh, you don't have to do that. I'll bring this over.
Please do. I want to see that big lug again.
He's busy day drinking, I recall.
Oh, yeah, hasn't changed a bit either.
Not at all.
I look forward to it then.
See you soon.
Absolutely. Come on, Moo. And Moo says, "See you soon."
I give both of them another hug.
Very cute.
And then I jog back over to Nyx and Peter.
I was gonna come over. I just wanted to say hi to Mabel and also get in on this ale. First cup is free. The first cup is free.
I'm sure they'll be here all weekend, so it's not terrible.
Yeah, I'll say hello to them. I just wanted to,
Get buzzed.
loosened up a bit. I want to really get in the spirit with these spirits. Nyx looks at Peter for approval.
Got
Fucking got him.
Peter's just nodding, just like, not bad, not bad.
Was Marin saying something? I'm sorry.
It's okay. Peter, those are, that's my performance partner.
Ah. One of your stage buddies. Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, they used to do an act together called Roles Reverse.
Oh.
It was pretty rad.
Oh. Roles reversed.
It's not a kinky thing. Stop it.
Listen,
Stop
that's
it right
what
now.
that's what they all say, alright? That's what they all say.
He breathes fire, which is
Peter,
odd
please.
for a dragon, but
Since this was like a mom, please don't make that joke.
she is arguably my closest friend other than This one.
Oh, this shit's good ale. All right,
This
let's.
is really good ale. This is some top shelf shit.
Some
Where-
good ash.
Where did Jezebel go?
Oh shit, we lost Genesis.
Oh shit.
I think they're over by the auction. If that white hair is telling, I would say that's Jez.
Oh, God.
But there's also a lot of people here, and I don't know if anyone else in the entire Althane has. So it's a gamble. I don't want to be like that guy who like waves at someone, and it turns out to not be the person we think we're.
Oh my god. I walked over to Jez.
Is it Jez? Are you sure?
At least who I think is Jez. Shoulder.
Let's see. You know what? I'm gonna
Yes.
high or low.
Hi.
Okay, it is Jess.
Good gameplay right there.
Jess, you feel a tap on your shoulder. Turn around and it's Marin.
Yeah. Jess looks a little bit startled. Yes. Hello.
You see Nyx breathe a sigh of relief behind Marin. Thank God.
You wandered off. Are you?
You left me alone. I figured
I'm sorry.
I figured I would start my festivities by myself. I would start searching. I don't know what I'm looking for, but I'm sure I can find something.
You'll know it when you find it.
I'm sure I will. These things have a way of calling to you.
That was really deep, Jess.
Alright.
Thanks. I think I was your friend, and how is
Do you want to try a sip of this ale? It's really fucking good.
just a sip, just one. Takes a very, very small sip.
Okay.
You're wasted.
Fuck. I hate that.
Before Jez can pass it back to Nyx, Marin snatches it and downs half of it and then hands it back to Nyx.
I am taking half of your free cup, you fucker.
You're dry.
You're dry. You talked to one person.
How was your friend, Mern?
Yeah, how's Fences?
Who?
Good.
Fences is
thank
our
you.
friend.
She's the Dragon Ball.
Ah. Oh.
Moo is the Kenkyu.
Is that moo with an M or like?
Moo like a cow noise.
Okay, cool.
Like a cow noise.
Look, letters
Like a
sound the
cow.
same. I couldn't figure out whether it was moo or new or boo. It could be any sort of things. Leave me alone.
It's Moo.
It's Moo.
Moo the Kenku.
Oh, cute.
They were very well. Very clad.
Yeah, I wasn't sure how they would fare out in Oromir by themselves, but it seems like they're, from what I can tell at this distance, it seems like they're setting up some kind of produce stand, so their farm must be doing well.
Yeah.
Oh
she
man,
said
we
she
haven't
was-
written them in a while.
We haven't. I feel really bad. We should probably. That is.
Oh. Ow, god damn it, I just elbowed the wall! As you guys are kind of having this discussion, more and more people are the town square, and it gets kind of like, it starts to get really cramped, especially because the spot you've all chosen to kind of like congregate is the dead center of this square, other than obviously where the fountain is. Since the dwarves set up the auction in the center of town, you guys start to kind of like begin to get a bit pushed around. Not so much, not so much in like a rude way, but there's a lot of people going, "Oh, excuse me. Let me just, if I could get past you.
It's
Get out of the
kind of crowded.
way!" Yeah, it's Katsu. Like, make way, make way. And soon enough, every merchant has seemed to kind of settle in to where they're setting up. So now you just have a bunch of people flooding in from the outskirts of Grimoire to come and trade their goods. Peter, you are having a little bit of difficulty
Guys, help!
staying with your group, and at one point, you feel like a thwack, and the tail of the large white dragonborn that Marin spotted earlier whacks into you,
Ah, God,
and you
Christ!
stumble away from the group.
My beer!
Peter!
Meow. Hey, watch. Listen, hey, buddy. You should watch where you swing that thing.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I chose the exact wrong moment to take a drink of water.
I'm really sorry. I'm sorry.
It's no problem, friend. Listen, we're all here to have a good time. And what's a good time without a little bit of roughhousing? Am I right?
Yeah, sure. Yep. Hi.
This is good.
You see,
This is-
the entire time you're trying to talk to this Dragonborn, I should note, most Dragonborn are usually on average between 6 to 6.5 feet tall. This one is far taller, whopping at around 7.5 feet tall, and
God.
just broad as all heck. And I can post a picture of him.
I have to retcon something because I said tail and then I realized that your tails.
Yeah, I-
pretend it was a big sack of stuff that he was dragging.
Yeah, I don't have a tail. And I
was like Dragonborn. Oh shit.
Yeah, and he's wearing very, very dark, almost sort of a black or a midnight blue armor with black scales encrusted in it. And he has a bright, shining, sort of brass-colored longsword on his hip, and all up and down his right arm is just top to bottom with scars, just all up and down it.
Nix's jaw is dropped as this is the first time he's ever met anyone taller than him.
Oh my God, he's fucking built.
Yeah, and he's also very, very, very wide. Think bodybuilder, but like twice as tall.
Oh my God, we finally have a big boy, guys.
It happened. The curse has been broken. We are not all casters.
Hey, I'm really sorry. I didn't mean to. I was just, my parents wanted me to, just look around. I'm sorry. Hi. Hi.
Maybe Nix is gonna come up behind and like help Peter up.
Oh yeah, and I help him up too, but at that point it's probably just like the most horrifying image of just this enormous thing with his hands reaching towards you.
Like, oh God.
Peter can like barely see past the brim of his hat.
Yeah.
Oh my God. So what's your name? You don't look like you're from around these parts.
Oh, no. Yeah, no. Me and my family, we're from name of town. Ah, jeez.
Or
or yeah, we're from Oromir.
Ah, so you must be one of the farmers. You don't seem like the farmer type. You look more like the soldier of fortune type.
But I mean, I did serve for a little while. My dad served, and then I served. Well, my family, they're farmers. So I help out around. Because I'm big. My name, right? Hi. I'm.
Owl.
Yeah,
That's an
like the
interesting name
bird.
for-
Like the bird.
Like the bird. I was about to say that.
Yeah, no, it's Al. Yes, L. Chesterfield. That's my name.
Well, Mr. Chesterfield, the name's Longbottom, Peter Longbottom, and these are my good pals.
Hi, I'm Al.
And it'll just really quickly and awkwardly shunt forward like a hand to shake.
I'm weak for the big awkward type. So weak for big awkward types. Such a sweet boy.
Nick steps forward and takes his hand. Is Owl extending his right hand? This
Yes.
is important. This is
Yes.
important. Okay, so
Yes.
Nyx extends his left hand, which is,
Just-
as you know, the same side
right.
of hands when you're trying to
Oh,
handshake.
Oh, sorry, I just.
He'll
That's
switch hands.
It's a
um,
habit.
And he'll switch hands, and it's one of those things where then we both switch hands, and then awkwardly just
Oh,
an
God,
owl
I'm sorry.
and Owl just put his hands down at its side and just go, hi.
Oh, I'm sorry. I just, I kind of have this whole thing going on,
And he shows you his beast hand on his right hand. He's like,
I just kind of learned to not greet people with it because it kind of freaks some people.
Oh no, that's okay. I don't mind. It's not that big a deal. I've seen worse. I mean,
yeah,
not
your
like
arm's
a
pretty, your
not
arm's
like a
pretty
bad
wild looking
way.
there yourself.
no, yeah, I know that's no, sorry. Yeah, I fight sometimes, so that's
Yeah.
that's
No
yeah.
offense, it looks pretty rad. It's not like I'm not trying to bring up something sensitive. It's like a point of
Oh,
sensitivity.
no, that's okay. I get a little I get a little careless sometimes. When I fight. My mom tells me that I gotta be more careful, but I just I try a little too hard sometimes. Yeah.
Yo, I like this
I
guy.
get that. God, did we lose Jez again? Oh no, Jez.
Jez went back to watching the auction. Jez is not paying attention.
Marin kind of like
Ah, shit!
Jez,
Someone say
like,
something mean about
elbows.
nature. Jez. Trees
Someone say-
suck.
Hippie!
Nyx, I am not sure what you're talking about. There are no trees here.
Oh God, you're right there. I thought we lost you.
Hello.
I understand that I am very small, Nyx, but please, I am standing right next to you, next to Marin, who you were just looking at. Hello, you are.
My name's Owl. Owl Chesterfield. I'm here from here from Oromir. With my family. Yeah. Mhm.
Well, welcome to town. Jess
Yeah,
is doing
yeah,
that thing where they just look up dramatically.
Mhm.
Hello,
Yeah. No, I've been here
Are-
before.
Do you
Are you
need-
sick?
Are you
my fa-
okay?
No.
Yeah, you sound like you need a drink, pal.
No. I'm just. I'm sorry. That's I'm not super great with words, so it's just
You're doing
I'm-
just fine.
okay. Thank you. So I'm Al Chesterfield, and I am here with my family to look at some goods. I've been here before. I haven't been in a couple of years. But my parents needed a a little extra help this year because they were had a bigger harvest. So I was going to help with my parents and my family and um carrying things.
Ah, family man. Now we have something in common.
Well, yeah. Well, my parents are my family, so I'm just
Well,
yeah.
is he carrying like a bag?
Yeah.
Then I don't mean to cut the conversation short. You are wonderful human, not human. I am dragonborn person. I think you might have lost your parents, though. I do not see other white dragonborn.
Oh, well, oh, no, no, they're not, no, they're not, no, my dad's right over there.
And he'll point to a produce cart that's that he was helping move things, and you see a middle-aged human man with some scars on his face.
That's that's my dad over there.
Oh, you take after your mom?
Well, no, well, I mean, some people say I do, but that's my mom over there.
And right next to the middle-aged human man is what looks to be a slightly younger, most likely because of her heritage, but a middle-aged half-elven woman with blonde, near silver hair.
So those are my parents. I'm here to help with our farm.
I see.
Marin has kind of been like doing that thing where he's like kind of like trying to look around Nyx's shoulder because he's been stuck behind him the whole time. And he just kind of elbows him out of the way and sticks his hand forward. My name is Marin Marlius.
Oh, hi. I'm Al Chesterfield.
And he'll extend a hand and shake your hand.
God, this is giving me flashbacks to when Jez introduced themselves to the party.
Listen, we all gotta start somewhere.
Oh.
I'm sorry, not to be rude. Your mother's a halfer?
Yeah, yep, that is the answer to the question you just asked.
Marin's a half elf.
Oh,
I didn't mean it in
yeah.
an odd way. I haven't met many.
Nyx like points at Marin's ears.
He's like, look.
Oh, yeah. Hi. I don't know what you want me to do about that.
No, I didn't.
We just
mean-
haven't met a lot of half elves.
No, well, right. No, I mean, my mom will be over there helping with my dad. So I mean, you can go talk to her.
Yeah.
I guess.
Hey, let's go over there. You gotta get your stuff there anyway, right?
Oh, yeah. I was on my way back. Yeah.
And we'll walk. Ow, shit! Just hit my elbow. Oh, sorry. Although swear on stream, guys, not swear.
It's okay, I swear all the
We
time.
swear like sailors all the time.
All the time.
No.
Come on.
But yeah,
This is
no,
not
I
family
was
friendly.
I was doing a big armed walking motion and just elbowed my wrist. No. So and I'll make my way back over there. Sort of like a beacon in this sea of people, standing a good head or two above most of the people.
Now, do you want to do Owl's parents, or do you want me to do parents?
Oh, that is a good question. See, I didn't think we'd have to talk to them. Yeah, I could do my parents. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I can do my parents. Let's do it.
Okay.
So
Alrighty.
as you're, oh geez, things I was not prepared for. So
Things I was not prepared for.
when as you're walking back to the cart, you see the human man with the scars on his face, early graying hair. It's almost turned completely gray, but you can see flecks of blonde in there. He looks up. He goes, "Al, my boy, get back here. What'd you pick up?" And he goes, "Oh, I got the rutabagas for the stew, and I got a couple of hand trowels like you wanted." He goes, "Good. And who are they?"
Hi.
Hello.
I accidentally bumped into them, and I said hello, and
Al, you know what I told you about talking to strangers, and these are some of the strangest people I've ever seen.
You think we're
No.
strange?
No, and you see when he does that, he gives himself a little laugh and he wipes off his hands, and he walks over to you, and he goes, "It's like, hi, pleasure to meet you, Russo Chesterfield." And he,
Russo.
yeah.
I like your voice, sir.
Thank you.
It's very manly and tough.
Well, I certainly not something I'm very conscious of, but thank you. Who is everybody else?
Marin puts his hand out. Marin
Pleasure to meet you.
Pleasure to meet you.
All right.
And Peter
Oh,
Lombardo.
Nix.
Sorry.
Sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off, Peter. I just realized I said something. Didn't actually say my name.
No, that's cool. But yeah, my name's Peter Lombard. In fact, you're from not Oromir, correct?
Yeah, I originally from Oromir, and I did some time in the military, and settled down, small farming town.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay. Yeah, my family's from Elder Spain. We're fishermen. I think we've done a couple bit of trading with some
You're
Oromirs.
from Haven.
Or Haven. Sorry, Haven, not Elder Spain. Haven.
Here's
And,
a trick for remembering that Detroit Haven literally means port. Like the word haven is a synonym for the word port, so you know you're from the port city because your family
Right.
are fisher.
Right.
Yeah,
There you go.
and
You're good.
Russo says, "Oh, I know Haven. Me and my brother used to travel through there when we were younger."
Okay.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
well, you looking to trade anything? What do you need?
What do you got on sale? Mostly crops. Looking like a large yield this year.
we grow a we do we have a couple of what do we grow? Dungeon Master.
Well, rutabaga.
Yes.
I mean, mostly you could say like, if you wanted to, you could also go the route of the fact that they're selling some like produce, but they might also be selling like you said, Al said that he like brought rutabagas for like the stew. They could be selling like food that they have made from
Yeah.
their homemade stuff.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
maybe
and-
they're selling like
Yeah,
individual containers or
Yeah, I think we're probably selling we're probably selling some individual crops like off-season corn and carrots and wheat and things like that. But also yeah, we do also have servings of sort of food that you can just grab and go, or if you want more refined things like a meal here and there, or even in some cases there's also some books and things like that that appear to be cookbooks as well.
maybe some like pickled products
Yeah,
in jars
things in jars, things like that.
and homemade meals.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's see. Oh wait,
Peter,
Dungeon
you
Master.
have those scones. Yeah.
I do have those scones. I actually had something in mind for those scones, but Dungeon Master, you said we have to trade via items. We cannot trade by currency, correct?
Yeah, there's no money involved.
Okay. Let's see. Yeah, I can pass me some scones.
Peter, you also still. I might be remembering this incorrectly, so correct me if I'm wrong.
Mhm.
When you got a veal like early on in the session that like adds like +2 to your charisma checks, right?
Yeah, I've been using that this entire time. Yeah.
Okay, did you still have your old veal? I can't remember if you traded that as part of getting the new veal or if you
But I don't.
I don't think you
I
did.
traded in for my old viol, but I still have some of my other instruments,
Oh.
just because bards in general just carry around a bunch of instruments.
yeah, they have 3.
So I have a flute and a lute. Very easy to get them confused with each other, just by name. Let's see.
What does Nixon have on him? God, probably something.
Yeah, Mara doesn't have that much. To be.
Hence why I gave the bag of shit, because I knew most of you wouldn't have generic stuff.
Let's see.
Oh my god, I have so many folders. Nyx's character sheet is buried in so many folders. A good boy. There we go. My character sheet finally loaded. I have. Oh, what do I have in my like pack? I have an explorer's pack. What's in an explorer's pack?
Just some general
It's
stuff.
usually rope, rations, probably a couple of unlit torches, things of that matter.
Yeah.
Manner.
Do you guys? I don't know how much. It'll be of use to you, but I have a dagger that I
Knife.
don't do anything with, and you are welcome to have it if I can trade you for I don't know, surprise me. The favorite thing that you're selling.
Is that to Russo?
Yeah.
Goes, all right. And he picks up a dagger, kind of looks at it. He just goes, thinking
Never
about
used.
how he's going to, benefit from this. And he goes, yeah, I can give you a plate. And he looks back into the sort of tent they've set up. And goes, Han, make him a plate. And you see the half elven woman in the background with the large pot as she's stirring. She goes, absolutely. And she takes a big old ladle of the stew with some rice, pours it over, sort of like a curry dish, and gives you a piping hot plate of vegetable meat. Yeah, sort of like a curry.
God, that
Alright.
sounds so good right now.
I do love
Sounds
this.
so
All of
good.
us are like, fuck, I want to eat curry now.
Yeah, no, you know what? Fine. I will trade one of my scones and muffins for also a plate, a nice hefty plate.
Oh,
And
wait.
and he does, and
Fair
he
enough.
gets you a plate as well.
Nice.
Thank you. And
See, this is
man,
what I thought
may
ahead
I
of time.
say, you're very lovely.
Oh, well, thank you, dear.
Marin offers up a like very nice, very nicely crafted ink pen.
Oh, and when you Russo takes that, and he shows it back to the half elven woman in the back. Goes, you probably like this. He goes, oh yes, absolutely, and takes it and gives you a plate as well.
Thank you. Marin, who has been like standing like slightly, like just slightly behind Nyx this time, is like trying to look like he's not staring at Owl's mother, but he's definitely a little bit staring.
What
Okay.
did I have to make a roll? Just to see something. Ah! Nope, fell off my desk. Okay, Nyx doesn't notice. He's too preoccupied by curry.
Hey, Jez, if you don't have anything to trade, you can have a little bit of mine.
I am good for the moment, but I might come back later and try and get some. I am still full from breakfast.
That's
Does
reasonable.
does Owl's mother notice that Marin is
May-
staring?
Here, let me roll an insight check for her.
It's definitely like not as inconspicuous as Marin maybe thinks.
I rolled a. Actually, Marin, make like a. I'm just gonna have like make a deception check, or I don't know, a performance check. You can choose between deception and performance.
I'll go with deception.
Okay.
I already said that he's not doing it very well. That was 12.
Oh, we tied. So, I'm gonna give tie to the runner. And she kind of peers around the tent and waves a little bit at you, Marin.
Yeah, at this point also Owl has gone back into the tent and started helping with the food preparation. But the woman looks out at you and goes, "Hello, can I help you?"
No,
Nyx kind of
sorry.
laughs into his plate.
You're a little tongue-tied, dear. That's all right. It's a very overwhelming festival if you've never been.
Sure. No, I'm sorry. I haven't met many other half-elves in my time.
Oh, I understand. That's quite all right. And DM, this is just a thing. I don't want to, because I am obviously not in a position to. But there is a physical attribute about this woman, that Marin could probably roll a perception check for.
Do it.
Okay.
Nyx
She,
goes,
she, yeah, she extends a hand. She extends a hand as she introduces herself. But
22.
yeah, when she extends her hand, she introduces you as my name is Talia Chesterfield, and when you shake hands, you notice from underneath her sort of robed sleeves, you see, and you notice on the other arm as well, and actually peeking out from her neck underneath her overcloak, is what appear to be numerous scars and burns and just unpleasant markings upon her.
Mm. I take her hand and shake it. Marin Molius.
Well, it is a pleasure, to meet you. It's a pleasure to meet you as well, my dear. Can I get you anything?
Oh, this is lovely. Thank you.
All right. Well, you just tell my husband if you need anything else. I'm sure we can get it for you.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Of course. And she walks back, more backside of the tent, and she says to Alice, "Goes, oh dear, you've helped quite enough. You've done enough. If you want to go enjoy the festival, you can. Your father and I will handle everything here." And he goes, "Oh, okay, Mom. All right."
Hey, you can come with us.
Yeah, tag along with us. We gotta do some trading anyways, too.
Oh,
Yeah, we haven't seen shit yet.
Yeah.
Well, I don't want to. I don't want to intrude or impose on anything.
Nah.
I know.
I'm sure it'd be impossible to with us.
Oh.
Supposed to really balance out this
okay.
dynamic we got going on here, anyways.
I've apparently been stuck with these guys for like 2 months. I need some fresh faces.
Oh.
Oh,
Okay.
Oh, I say how it
we'll
is,
do that.
Nix.
I love you guys.
I love you too, Nix.
And you guys kind of start to drift away from Al's parents, if Al has said his piece to them.
Mm-hmm. He does.
And
Gives them
as you guys
big
kind
hugs.
of make your way through the festival, the crowd has started to kind of like spread out in like bunches. So everyone's kind of found where they wanted to be right now, so it's less hectic. But just as you guys are about to approach one of the booths, Peter, you hear a voice behind you that says, "Peter? What are you doing here from school?"
Oh,
And I'm gonna end this
The
session
mom?
there.
Is it mom?
Yeah,
She fucking.
basic.
Peter, we got you. Peter, we got you.
It's okay, I'm in uniform. It's okay, I'm still in my college uniform. She's not gonna play with, she's not gonna think no thing.
Actually, technically are in your college uniform.
You
I am.
are.
It's a good idea, put that on.
Peter, I have a
Oh.
plus 12 in persuasion. I got this.
Oh my fucking lord.
Alright, but
And
we are
now
gonna
that
end
I'm
the
with
session.
you guys, I have a +0 in persuasion, so this will go great.
Oh my god. Actually, what's my persuasion to?
Big ol' 0 charisma modifier.
My persuasion is a +1. Let's get it.
Yeah. Oh wait, I also have a what's 8
That's
plus
good old teaching.
13. I have a 13. I also have a plus
Yeah.
13 persuasion because expertise. But anyways,
And
fuck.
if you start
Mom's
singing,
on to
you
me.
get a +2. Alright, so sorry we ran a bit long, gang. I was
no,
trying
it's
to get Nick in there and give him a little bit of time to really interact.
Hooray!
Oh, yeah.
But
All good, all good.
but yeah, that is this week's Quarter Spades. Thank you, Nick, for joining us. Thank you, everyone else, for coming as usual.
Yeah, and
Thank you for
finally,
doing it
welcome,
earlier.
Nick. Welcome to the Chorus.
Hooray!
Yes, welcome,
I'm
Nick,
s-
to the party.
Welcome to the nightmare.
You can
I'm
introduce
so
yourself
excited.
properly now if you'd like. You can promo your social media in like
Oh,
the
yes.
session.
Yes, hello everyone. My name is Nick, and I will be playing Owl Chesterfield, the Dragonborn fighter. And you can find me on multiple different social medias. You can find me on Instagram at God, what is my Instagram? Yeah,
Stan
yes.
_Z big.
Yes, Stan_ZBig, STAN_ZBIG, on Instagram, and you can also find me on Twitter at the handle at and I am Nick. That is ANDIAMNICK. It's all random stuff, but I have fun all the same. Yeah, so thank you for having me, everyone. I'm gonna be the big guy in the group.
Wow.
Nat,
Oh,
if you
you're-
wanna...
Oh, you're the Caleb cosplayer.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah!
yes, I
Oh,
am.
yeah. Oh my god, yeah, I recognize you now. Shit.
Hello.
Nat, if you want to drop those handles in the chat,
In like.
in the like stream chat, in
Oh,
the
I'm
Twitch
not,
chat.
I'm not in the Twitch chat right now.
Oh, let me open it because I'm logged into T&D anyway.
Yeah, it won't let me log in anymore for some reason. So.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, so at Stan_Z big on Insta. At and I am Nick, right?
Yep, and I am Nick.
On Twitter. Alrighty. That concludes this week's session. Thank you, and we should have a normal session next Sunday as well,
Hooray!
depending on scheduling. But we'll make announcements as it pertains. So have a great rest of your Sunday.